Today's session is about how to make a career as a blockchain writer. And today we have a crypto journalist and blockchain writer, Karthikeya. Hi, Karthikeya, how are you?
Hey Harshita, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Great. So let's start with a brief introduction of yours and then we can move towards the questions.
Sure. I'm first I was a freelance content writer only, like most of you here, and then I wanted to kind of niche down and choose one specific industry I want to work in. And as you all seen, the cryptocurrency boom that happened in the last 12 months or so, that happened, and that hooked me up. That was really interesting for me, and I started exploring that industry. Like I learned on it by myself, and I kind of deep dived into different things about how to get started as a crypto writer, blockchain journalist, and then just kind of like before I come into the blockchain thing, I want to kind of give you how I got started as a freelance writer. And I started as a writer on LinkedIn, and I've been like kind of networking for around 8 to 12 months, and build a good brand there, and that's how I kind of get new clients and all. But when I kind of saw my learning and everything is stagnant, I kind of moved to this blockchain space, and it was something that I was very passionate about. And it's not only because it provides many lucrative opportunities and has a bright future, but also it is something I was really interested in, and I kind of really like the whole open finance movement and all that is associated with it. So that's how I got started as a blockchain and crypto journalist. And then I kind of explored many different things, just learning on my own, and kind of networking with other people on LinkedIn and other platforms, and other experts on our platform. If you know someone, like any writer from Cointelegraph, these all big publications, I used to just approach them and just get to know different aspects of a crypto content writer, and how we can kind of get better every day. Learn from them a lot in the last 8 to 10 months, and that's kind of how I got started. And I kind of also work as a part time for other companies that are not related to crypto, but mainly now I kind of completely transition to this industry.
That's great. Can you tell us something about your background? Like initially, what's your education background and what's is this related to writing or something, or it's just your passion or everything? I'm audible.
Yeah. Like I'm currently studying my engineering right now. I'm in the second year right now. So like it's not my writing and the creative stuff is not my actually not my thing. But because of the pandemic, I was just exploring some things online, and I wanted to make some money online. So I just wanted to think. I was searching for things that had no initial investment, and I found out about this freelancing and writing part, and someone from my personal connections referred to me one client, and I just wanted to get started, and he really liked how I wrote my writing style and stuff, and it was one of the kind of a technical documentation stuff, and I kind of knew, with the science background, I kind of knew how to write those things. So that's how I got started as a freelancer, but I had no kind of prior I was not into any writing or any creative writing or any poetry, something related to that.
Right. Okay. So let's start with the questions. First, we can discover like one. We can discuss our questions, and then we can take up the questions from the audience.
Sure.
Okay. So before starting, I just want to tell everybody here that at any point of time, if you have any questions, any doubts, feel free to put them in the chat box, and we will be taking all of them one by one. Okay, so let's start it with the session. My first question to you is, what is the blockchain writing industry is all about? if you can explain.
Yeah, so basically what every like it's kind of similar to other industries in like the way we write different kind of types of content that blockchain writers cover. Like one additional thing that most some of the writers do is they also manage communities for some of these blockchain companies, where they kind of have these communities in Telegram groups and on it or any other platform where they can manage the social media also. But but mainly what we do is cover the industry, whatever the news updates that are coming, and if someone has trading background or any technical analysis background, they can also write how the markets are performing and how the what to expect and stuff like that. And one of the in terms of technical stuff, ICOs, the initial the coin offering paper, the white paper, those kind of stuff are more seen in blockchain space, where as we are seeing, like there's thousands and thousands of new coins that are coming up. But the first thing that any company, any crypto firm, or anyone has to do is write a white paper, and that's what many of the blockchain experts do. And that's one of the most technical stuff that you have to write, and it is what kind of puts what to expect from that company and how are they going to solve existing problems. So that's one of the biggest thing that blockchain writers and other crypto journalists work on together. Like some of them are work together and some work individually, but mainly those are the things that also the case studies. Companies, many crypto firms, they work on case studies to kind of validate their investments. For example, there are so many investment funds in crypto space. Even though it's very at a very early stage, there are so many. So for kind of to provide market intelligence for the investors, they kind of put up these case studies explaining how this problem has escalated and how this particular project can solve it. And to kind of simplify all that, writers kind of like work in in parallel with the company and kind of prepare these case studies and explain the founders or other people in the industry, because as it is technical, as it is very technical stuff, you need to kind of have that you need to kind of learn few stuff. Like if you're not from if you're completely new, that might be extremely difficult to kind of learn. But case studies, blogs, and white papers and news updates are some things that blockchain writers do on a daily basis.
Great. So, how did you get started as a blockchain writer? Like, I remember you told that you got one of the referrals for starting in freelance industry, but then how did you niche down to being a blockchain writer, and what was the journey?
Yeah, yeah, it was actually there was no kind of I just followed a simple 3 to 4 steps to kind of get my first client. Like people always kind of in as it is a specific industry, you need to have this full background knowledge. You need to maybe take a course, learn about blockchain and all that. I just picked up a couple of books and started reading about it, and I was just hooked to the industry so much that I started listening podcasts and all that stuff. So I kind of knew how that whole thing works and how other writers are writing, like covering the industry every day. So I knew what was needed, what are some of the requirements that most of these company have in terms of content. So I was kind of already knew, okay, this is how I can help these companies, and these are the things that I am good at, so I can kind of provide them. How I got my first client is basically through LinkedIn and cold email, as simple as that. Like what I did was I kind of just made a list of top maybe all the startups that are there, and many crypto media kind of firms that are there. Not the top ones, because you kind of need 5 years of experience to kind of work in them, where you need kind of, even I applied for few interviews for some, but they said they need someone more experienced. But how I got the first client is just by cold emailing this website, and I just said this is how I can help, and these are the things that I'm good at, by simple 4 to 5 sentences cold email. And I also messaged them on LinkedIn, and that's it. And we got on a call, we discussed, and like I also kind of help them with other things as well, like managing the communities. Even though as it was my first client, I wanted to kind of prove that, yeah, I can, like, I know this stuff, I can do it, and like to convert it into kind of retainer client. So I helped them with different things, and I also knew kind of how to kind of stand out from other writers, because most of the big publications, they kind of miss the small details that is happening. And when as I'm interacting with these founders and curator in chiefs directly, I kind of knew how to look at different things. And a few of the posts went pretty viral, and stuff like that actually helped me kind of to build my portfolio as well. So that's how I got my first client, and it's mainly LinkedIn and cold email. That's it.
Okay. So as you talked about some books and podcasts, can you name them so that people can make note of?
Yeah. It's actually, there are so many people like kind of selling courses. That's actually not required. There are few podcasts that I would recommend are uh, Unchained, if you know that, Unchained, Unconfirmed, and what Bitcoin did. And if you're interested in learning just the business stuff, just finance in general, want to get educated in that space, you can just follow this guy called Anthony Pompliano. He has a 2 hour show every day where he discusses crypto, blockchain, business, finance, everything in general, so that you can have more, if you're interested to explore that space, you can be well versed as well. And the best thing I would recommend is that subscribe to as many newsletters as possible from industry experts. If any major publication is having daily newsletter, just follow all of it, and so that you kind of know what is happening in the market every day, so that you're up to date. Because it's fast paced industry, right? So many things are happening. Even the people in working in these companies also, they are kind of like facing challenges to kind of keep up with what's happening in other uh, branches of the industry. So you have to kind of, if you want to like kind of know different things, you have to kind of like learn every day. By learning, like, if you have passion about this subject, if you are passionate about blockchain and this whole revolution thing, it will not be kind of a stressful thing if you kind of just like go through few videos, just basic stuff. Like, one book I recommend is the basics of bitcoins and blockchains by Anthony Lewis. He kind of breaks down in a very simple way. That is one book I've read. And few other things, you can follow a few blogs, like major publications, just CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, CoinGape. All these, they kind of give brilliant insights every day. You can just kind of like approach, even if you have the time. You can approach the writers via LinkedIn or mail and understand, like, get help from them as well. That is something I did on LinkedIn. So if you're facing some problem getting your first client, if you kind of lagging somewhere, you can kind of approach them. It may take time, but it'll be worth it.
Can you name the resources in the chat box, like the correct names of the author and podcasts?
Sure.
Okay, by then we have a question that what is the scope of being a blockchain and crypto writer?
It is kind of, it's what is awesome is that you can define the scope of how much far you want to go. like if you are good at one thing, you can just keep on doing it and getting better at it and building your portfolio, so that and getting more social proof, so that you can increase your rates and get more better clients. But you can explore so many things. You can explore writing everyday blogs and stuff like that. And if you want to learn some new technical kind of stuff, like for example, uh, I recently, in last 3 to 4 months, I've learned what is on-chain analysis all about. So I kind of just offered it to whoever is interested. I just offered, okay, this is something I also offer. So if you are interested, we can kind of package it, and we do it every month. So if you kind of keep learning new things, because no one out there is kind of creating on such topics, right? No one knows about the technical analysis. If you kind of spend every maybe 1 hour a day and learn these, it's also not hard actually. Everything is available online. And you can, if you just learn about these things, at least the terminology, okay, what is this, what is market capitalization, what is uh, unrealized profit, what is realized profit, those kind of terms, if you you will have an edge over others. So that is something you should absolutely try.
Great. Okay. So the next question is, how can we become a NFT writer while getting started with it?
Like I don't kind of recommend like starting in one aspect, but what you can do is just write at maybe create 3 to 4 high quality articles related to NFTs, and start pitching clients about only on that, because you have positioned yourself as an expert in that particular kind of topic. And if you only want to write about that, you can do that. But NFTs is something that is still very, very, very small. So it would like no one would actually kind of hire you as like, okay, NFT writer. I only want NFT writer. No one will kind of look for that. Or everyone will kind of look for writers who can cover different aspects of the industry. So I think it's better to start with the basics, and learn your way up.
Okay. There is one more question, that is it risky to explore this career option when RBI is talking to restrict crypto usage in India? What's your take on it?
No, not at. Actually, it's not at all. There's no kind of. If you're a freelance writer and there's no risk, there won't be any risk with being a crypto or blockchain writer. All you're doing is helping these websites create content every day, so that they can increase their engagement and get more reach for their own content and for their own products. So that there's nothing wrong or anything bad. What RBI and the government right now is doing is just they're trying to regulate the whole thing. It is it would be absurd if they would blanket ban again, because if you know about how much Indian cryptocurrency market is worth, it is more than $80 billion right now. So I think they won't do that anytime soon.
So, yeah, my last question to you is, what type of companies we can approach as a blockchain writer, and what exactly the companies do, because this is the one question I had in my mind, that what exactly they do and what type of content we create as a blockchain writer there.
Yeah, so basically, like if you're talking about particular companies and firms, what they basically need is whatever products that they have, they want to kind of the audience and the people in the community who are interested in that particular protocol, they need to know how can they benefit from it. So they need to provide, even for the, as I said before, for the investors, they need to write blogs and other stuff to kind of provide market intelligence on their for the product. So that is one thing we do, most of them like hire for. Another thing is most of the these companies, they kind of have these announcements about whatever upgrades they're having. So every week or every couple of days that happens. So you are responsible. The writer is responsible for like updating the community people and others who are involved with by kind of creating a small kind of news update about what is happening in the chain, and what are the updates that took place in the last few weeks. That is one thing. And if you're kind of working for like websites and stuff, you kind of write on a regular basis and cover whatever is happening. And like, for example, what are the governments doing about it, what someone said, and you kind of write a reactive pieces about it. Like the basic stuff how you do for others as well, but here you have like more specific kind of thing that you have to target. And that is something you have to also watch out for every day.
Okay. Uh, the question, yeah. Next question is, what is the future of data mining as per you?
Like cryptocurrency mining or data mining.
It's data, yeah. Data mining, as he writes.
Like I don't know much about crypto, like the data mining, because I haven't heard about it. But if you're talking about the crypto and the other token mining, that is only going to increase, and it's only going to uh, get more decentralized as what the network, whatever it's called, the hash power, it will be more distributed in different countries, and it will be more decentralized. And we can see more countries starting, even maybe in a couple of years, even in India, because people can start mining with their like PCs and desktops. But if it is only for like projects, like only few projects allow that. But if you're talking about something like Bitcoin mining and stuff like that, you need special rigs made for you. And that is something I don't think we'll see in another couple of years. But there are projects like Burst Coin and Chia Network, if you've heard of that you can just mine by hard drives, right? So those are things that we can see a growth in. But yeah, like if you're talking about the other high, where you need expensive GPUs and stuff like that, that may not be like widely accepted. But mining using hard drives and your own laptops and desktops, that can be. As of now, it is not a lucrative kind of deal for the miners, but it may be in a couple of years.
Okay, great. And also, if at any point of time anyone else want to give their thoughts and point of view, feel free to raise the hand. I'll unmute them because it's kind of going as a discussion. So yes. Next question is: as a finance writer, blockchain and crypto is a different ball game than personal finance, mutual fund, and stock market. So what are the tactics one need to obtain while becoming a crypto writer? Souvik, can you please explain your question once again? I'm unmuting you. Yes. Hi, Souvik. Hello. Are you facing any problem? Yeah, hi, Souvik. Can you repeat your question? Okay, I'll try to figure it out. As a finance writer, blockchain and crypto is a different ball game than personal finance, mutual fund, and stock market. What are the traits one need to obtain while becoming a crypto writer? That's a question.
Yeah, there are like no specific kind of trait that you need to kind of have as a writer. If you can write, uh, like, how should I say, if you can write persuasively and if you can master different writing styles for each blog post, emails, ads, case studies, and other white papers, then, and if you don't use a lot of jargon, that's more than enough to kind of get started. Main thing is just to be passionate about what you're writing, because if you're not, then it would be like kind of extremely difficult to understand the complicated things, because some things can get pretty complicated. And if you're like passionate about it, and if you kind of learn every day what's happening, read updates every day, then you'll be fine. Uh, and yeah, that's it. You just need to kind of, if you kind of worked on previous writing projects, and if you have knowledge about the basic concepts of blockchain, like, okay, what is the distributed system, what is blockchain, what is this decentralization, what is bitcoin, I would start there with before getting into more specifics, because once you understand that, then others will be easy. And you can get started. If you want to kind of just start learning about it, you can just start reading the bitcoin white paper and these ethereum white papers, and you can understand how this all began, and see like from 2008 how this all started.
Okay, great. Hope this answers the question. Next question is, in blockchain sector, on which niche you are writing? Is there any particular niche?
uh, there's no particular niche. Like the ones I work on are basically, as I said before, I write on-chain analysis every week. Like kind of understand how the charts work, and break it into simple terms. That I do every week. The other thing is, I help investment funds just explain about their products, about how their protocols are different from the ones that are already existing. And other thing is, I just cover news updates, whatever is happening in the industry. And where you can stand out is that if you want to impress your client, or say if you're new, if you want to some if you are impressing if you want to impress your client, you need to kind of learn some of the things that other websites and other big publications are not doing. Like, for example, like if you kind of get started and learn things, you'll understand what are the others missing. Yeah, like, this would be sound too technical, but like whenever something market crashes and people are panicking, if you can write about what happened and how it all took place, then you can kind of gain more viewership and bring more engagement to your content. So those are the small things that you need to figure out, kind of before kind of like focusing on one particular niche in any industry.
Okay. The next question is, can financial transactions be completely replaced by crypto in the coming decade in India and Southeast region? Not related to the topic, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Hi.
the difference between crypto and blockchain. Blockchain is the underlying technology. Okay, people get confused between crypto and blockchain. That's very different, because yeah, the crypto thing is only for the price fluctuations that you see. You only kind of many people focus on that, but the real use case, the real utility is given by the underlying technology, that is blockchain. So if you kind of like if you like want to invest and stuff like that, you need to know that these kind of things, that difference between what is the technology that this particular project is using, and how are they, the tokenomics of their protocol, all that stuff you need to know. But the basic difference is the technology and the cryptocurrency. The token is just the what the protocol is kind of incentivizing the whoever are buying them, but it's completely different. As of, like, for example, blockchain has so many use cases, but many people kind of confuse it with things like Bitcoin, but it doesn't have that much use case. Like, for example, with blockchain, you can do stuff like land acquisition, food distribution, and stuff like that. But you do that by those tokens, right? For example, let me give you an example. This is new game called Axie Infinity, right? So in this game, you kind of with the it's a block NFT based project. You can buy those tokens and play this game, and the rewards that you get are in crypto, and you can change those crypto into your own rupee or dollar, and you can, like, it's a play to earn game, right? So those are the kind of use cases that you get with blockchain, and the crypto tokens that are used are just to incentivize whoever are involved in the blockchain.
Okay, I'm audible now. Am I
Yeah,
audible?
yeah.
Okay, so the Sovic asked the question: can financial transactions be completely replaced by crypto in the coming decade in India and Southeast region?
Uh, that is something, like, no one can say what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years, but we are moving in the right direction. But that is something we cannot say, because many countries now are like releasing their own government backed digital currencies that may replace the fiat currency, but I don't think that will replace the entire cryptocurrency market. The main things that we need to focus are the countries which are using these cryptos at large scale, and how it is working out for them, like in Nigeria, in Iran. If these countries are successful with these cryptos, then we can think of applying it to, like, country like ours, and other with these low middle income countries.
Okay. Uh, there's a question that how quick can I get my first client if I have some samples ready?
Yeah, as I said before, you need to. The first thing that I would do is, like, make a list of at least 20 Indian startups or block crypto firms that are, like, very new. Because if you kind of directly apply to the ones like Cointelegraph and them, if you get it, awesome. But I would start by making a list of 20 companies that are, like, at least 2 to 3 years old, that have established in the last 3 years. You have to kind of make a list on them, and find all the decision makers on LinkedIn, and just cold email them. Try to at least cold email 20 people, and keep following up with them, and try to get on a call, and leverage LinkedIn to advantage, and that's something I would suggest to get started. But if you don't have, like, a strong, you don't are not so active on LinkedIn, you can just go ahead with the cold email, because I've seen it work out for many people, and even I got my first client with cold email only, not LinkedIn. But the others have, like, approached through LinkedIn only, because most of these websites and firms, they are, like, more oriented on their products, on their investments. They forget about the content side. So you can easily find out whatever they're missing out on, and you need not say, okay, you're missing out on this, I can help you with that. You can just kind of show them how you can add value to them, and you can kind of just don't even, like, say I can help you. Just build a conversation and know about them more, and then you can kind of say, even I'm providing these services, would you be interested? And the other thing you can try is Fiverr and Upwork. I didn't get any results on there, but there's a lot of demand for crypto and blockchain writers there, and people are ready to pay up to $50 an hour or so. But I would start with cold emails and LinkedIn.
Okay, so the next question. Someone is asking, is there any particular website you target and take the list out of companies who are hiring the blockchain writers?
Like you can I don't kind of you yeah you can kind of search in these crypto jobs list. They kind of post all the like the biggest job platform for blockchain companies, even big like companies like Binance and all these, even they hire from that platform only. But you can get started on LinkedIn only. Just type blockchain and crypto firms, and you whatever whichever are like, make a list of at least 10 to 12. They'll be even the benefit of LinkedIn is that you can also see people who are working there, right? So you can directly like approach them, the editors, the content head, and whoever is managing the content side of the for the company. You can directly approach them on LinkedIn, and if they're not replying, you can send them a cold email that I have sent you a message on LinkedIn. This is what I do. This is how I can help you. You can get started like that. But you can just use LinkedIn and crypto jobs list and other whatever crypto career portals that are there. All the companies are listed there. You can directly get their emails and stuff like that. But main thing I would do is get on LinkedIn, search all the what like do your research on the company also, and search for the decision makers and send a personalized invite, and build a conversation, and just know that are they looking for writers, right? Don't just shoot your whatever you're selling. So just try to kind of build a conversation and take it from there.
Okay, great. Hope it answers the question. There is one more question, that how much time it will take to learn the basics of blockchain and cryptocurrency.
Like it depends, right? If you're like really interested, you'll just kind of what read all the blogs available on internet, watch all the YouTube videos. That's what I did. I didn't take any course or anything like that. I just read basics from the one book, and read all the blogs available on internet, and just understood the basics of all the stuff. But the best thing that kind of happened to me is that I was like directly in touch with some of the early adopters of crypto and blockchain. So whenever I kind of didn't understand anything, I directly used to approach them and get clarified on different whenever I'm writing something or like researching for something. So if even you can do that by kind of just using LinkedIn, Twitter, where people are more active. Mostly it'll be Twitter than LinkedIn nowadays. But you can directly approach them if they kind of hit them on different with different pain points, and let them know that you provide the whatever services that you do, like I do blogging. I can help you manage your community. I can do social media. I can write tweets for you. Yeah, so you can like, even if you're good at writing scripts for people, you can do that as well. I've seen people even write podcast timestamps. You can just watch a podcast and write timestamps, and that's that's it. That may look as a small task and like easy thing to do, but people are willing to pay a lot for that. You just need to search for companies that need content on everyday basis, so that you at least have one client every month that's going to kind of give you fixed number of projects, and something, so that you can work on other things, so that you can add more skill set and more tools to your whatever services that you're providing.
Aruko. Okay, there is a question that can you name some Twitter handles working in this space?
uh, some of the, you can follow like major whoever is hosting these podcasts, whoever is writing newsletters. If you want to kind of get too technical and stuff, you can also follow these analysts who are watching the markets every day. To give you a few names, Billy Wu is one of the early on-chain analysts. He helps like around 100,000 investors about to know what's happening. And Anthony Pompliano, which I mentioned before, he's like kind of one of the early adopters of crypto and blockchain, who has been in this space for around 8 to 9 years. So you can follow them and uh, yeah, sure. Yes, and other people like whoever is kind of creating these newsletters, you can follow them as well. I kind of in YouTube you can follow cryptos, cryptos are all, yeah. Even YouTube, you can follow just only a couple of channels. I recommend you don't follow people who are, kind of giving all this, like promoting all these shit coins that are coming out. Don't follow them. Follow hopium free channels that are giving, solid information on what's happening, so that as they have more experience, you can easily understand it from them. But yeah, mainly on Twitter, just whatever company that you're seeing, who you're looking for, add them to your network, and also who are, blogs that you're reading, follow those authors, and just start networking with them.
Okay, there is one question from my side, that is it necessary to invest in crypto to be a blockchain writer? Like practical experience, does that matter?
No, no, no. It's just that something you once you kind of like get involved into all this, you kind of get interested into the investment side of stuff also, because you're writing about it every day. You're seeing these prices go up by 100%, 200%, 300%. So like you just kind of get interested, but it is not something that you need to do. Even in the beginning, even I used to kind of think it like, should I kind of invest in this? Will I see a good return? No, but if you are like, if you know how to do your research, if you know what's happening, if you kind of know the fundamentals of any project, then you can invest. But just because everyone is saying on social media or stuff like that, it's not actually necessary.
Okay. Someone is asking that from how long you are writing in this space?
Yeah, I've been writing since around 11 to 12 months now. But the I used to only write news updates, blogs, and press releases for like announcements for companies and crypto firms. But now I've kind of gotten into the technical side of blockchain, where I write case studies, and I also help with some few white papers and the analysis part of the market on a weekly basis.
Okay, great. Next question. Someone is asking if you can share your social media handles so that they can connect with you.
Yeah, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. That's where I'm mostly kind of active on. I don't use much of Instagram right now. If you want to connect me on Twitter, I'll drop that link here. Yeah, mostly I'm active on LinkedIn only.
You can drop your LinkedIn ID here. People can connect with you. And we will be taking one last question for today. Uh, why there is a fluctuation in rates frequently on cryptocurrencies? Is it not volatile? Is it not a volatile market, and it's riskier than stock market, if I'm not wrong? So yeah, discussion on cryptocurrency and stock market.
Yeah, it's not kind of, if you know what you're doing, it's not a risky thing at all. You just need to kind of, many people, uh, like as people like all the craze, because of the craze and people spreading all this opium free channels that are spreading all these stupid shit coins that are coming out, like Doge, all these Shiba, all these coins that are coming out. People are making bad investment decisions there and losing all their money. And also people who just follow all these influencers online, whenever they kind of say, okay, this is an awesome project, I'm investing a lot, and many people are doing the same thing. If you're taking that kind of path, then it is riskier. But if you know what you're doing and understand, and if the project has good use cases and you know that it is going to fill some gaps in the industry, then it is not like risky or something like that. Because with crypto, you just need to have a long term perspective. Okay, what is this going to be 5 to 10 years from now? If you see that if it will be more than what it is today, then you can maybe invest maybe 5 to 10% only of whatever your appetite is. But I don't like kind of recommend put your all your eggs in one basket. But yeah, it is volatile because there are many things that influence the price, right? So some days we see like this China banning crypto, like the Chinese government banning the miners. That's a very bad news. But in reality, that is the best development that happened to the network as it distributed the hash power and making the Bitcoin network more decentralized. But many people who young investors, they don't know this what is happening, so they kind of panic sell. That is why it is very volatile, but it is still maturing. So when it maybe in 4 to 5 years, it'll be like similar to other traditional asset classes.
Okay, great. Two more questions we have. Can we take those questions? What do you think?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay. Any obstacles that you faced as a beginner?
Yeah. So in like the writing was not an issue because that is something I've been doing for around 18 last 2 year 1.5 year. The writing part was not that hard. The only thing was that I couldn't kind of keep up with what's happening in the industry. What are the new updates that are coming up? Even if I missed for around 1 2 weeks, I was kind of I don't know what's happening. Like yeah, it doesn't affect what you're writing when you're the client, but if you want to kind of give more perspective and add more things, better things for your do better things for your client, then you have to keep up with that stuff. That is one challenge that I faced in trying to keep up with uh, what is happening in the market and all that. But once I kind of understood, okay, how I should kind of plan things, how I should kind of keep up, read these updates in a like in 30 to 20 to 25 minutes and get just learn all this stuff, then it became a lot easier.
Okay. Just want to confirm. Have you named some blogs as resources that you may have read to improve your blockchain writing skills? Because I can see that question many times, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can just read these Coin Telegraph, whatever, as they are the biggest that are out there. You can just follow them, and I'm listing some of them right now. You can just follow them, and you can just read whatever they have just for the basic stuff, because they are just covering some major things happening, but they sometimes miss something super important, but they still miss until everyone covers it. They don't do it. So these are good starting point for you to learn, but you can explore other websites as well.
Great. So that was all the questions we had. That was quite good questions. Thank you so much, Karthikeya, for answering all of them. And I know you have your exams upcoming. Still, you gave this time to us. So thank you so much. And yeah, anything else you want to add?
Nothing from me. Thank you so much, guys. It was awesome interacting with you all, and thank you, Harshita, for having me.
Okay, great. Thank you everyone for staying till the last. Hope this session was helpful, and we will be meeting in next session very soon. Thank you, Karthikeya, and thank you everyone. Good night.
Good night.